Alright, well, today we're going to change out the registration numbers on the boat. Whoever put those on there obviously wasn't too concerned with what the water police are going to say. So they put them up underneath, and as you can tell from back here, they're just not all that visible. I mean, not easily visible. So they're not going to like that. So what I did is I got these individual numbers here. They're 3-inch, what's recommended by the state of Florida. And I wish I had recorded this, but I didn't think about it. But I laid them out, got the space in between, you know, the thickness of a letter is what they say. So I laid these out and put painter tape over it. And then I laid these on top because you can see through it. So I laid these on top and did the same thing. I created a straight line to line them up to make sure they all lined up real well. And I'm a little OCD, so if they were uneven, it would have driven me nuts. So yeah, I figured, you know, you could see through the painter tape. Laid the other ones right over top of it to make sure they were exactly the same. Put painter tape over it, and in a sense, I created my own decal. I kind of got that from watching some YouTube videos. Yeah, I know it got windy out. Some of the pine needles blew into the boat. But so what I did is I took these individuals. Well, they're in a strip, and I cut them out. And then you just go through and you pull these off. So you just pull out the stuff that you don't want to transfer. So just like that. And then I laid them out. And like I say, I put the painter tape down and turned these letters and numbers into a decal. I can't take credit for it. It wasn't my idea. I got it off of watching some YouTube videos. But I watched several videos, and this was, to me, this was the coolest way to do it. It seemed to make a lot of sense. Alright, so I used that tape and measured out where the other ones were. So now I've got a point of reference. How far over I want to go to make a match. Do the same thing. Take a piece of painter tape. And I'm going to lay it across here. These letters are not as straight as the other ones over there were. That's alright. Just need it for reference and alignment. I can see where it belongs. There we go. And again, we're going to peel all these individuals off. Alright, so they all stay on there. And now I'm going to stick peel this back because my alignment is actually right here. Now I'm going to stick these on here. Oh, come on. Same thing, I'm going to start from the top, get the top set in there, work my way down on each individual sticker here. Alright, and I still didn't go grab a scraper, but my finger worked out fine on the other ones, so I'm sure it's going to work out fine here. Just press a little bit, put some elbow grease into it. Don't be afraid to put in some work. After all, you want it to look nice. Alright, now we're going to peel this off. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a jacket in Florida, it's a little chilly by Florida standards in Southwest Florida here. It's like 53 degrees. And there we go. Man, I really like those numbers. Yeah, I really like those numbers. They came out good. So, over here, somebody didn't get as OCD on it as I did. So they didn't have those numbers quite in the same position, but since I measured from the nav light back on both sides, I know that these are both in the same position. See, so yep, yeah, I really like the way those came out. They look really good. I like that color. And if I turn this to line the top of the boat up, since the boat's not quite level, you can see that the numbers are really level with the top of the boat. And the reasoning for that is whoever did these, they lined it up right on this edge. And with me using an 1.5" painter tape, I basically just brought them straight down from that edge. I didn't have to measure that. And like I said, on the other side, they were a little more off. They didn't get quite, I guess they ain't too far off. Well, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But they weren't quite as straight over here. This might have been the trial and error side. So I just kind of made my own alignment. So again, if I turn the camera to line up the top of the boat, you can see that the numbers and letters that I put on there line up great. So that's the first customized part of the boat so far. There's going to be plenty more. This was just my first step. You know, I've already replaced the strap. The old strap was frayed up really nice. $20. You can't not replace that. There's plenty more to do. We're going to install a radio in here. We're going to do a lot of other things to it. But that was my mission today. I really wanted to get those numbers on there. So now that we've got the registration numbers on there, they look really good. They look really nice. I really like that. And that blue and that black, I think that was a good choice. And a lot of the other accent stuff that I'm getting is going to be blue. Like I'm going to replace these rod holders because these are pretty bad. They make these aluminum ones with plastic inserts to protect your rods. And I'm going to get the aluminum ones because, you know, being in Florida, Southwest Florida, we got a lot of salt water, so they're going to get destroyed. Salt water destroys everything. So the aluminum ones will hold up, keep them clean, keep them from oxidizing. They'll look really good. And they're a blue aluminum, so I'm going to do a lot of the accent stuff in blue on this. These speakers are going to come out. I've got some new speakers to put in. I already got the blue strap. This has to come off because I don't know what it means. The guy that I bought it from doesn't know what it means. It was on there when he got it, and he just left it on there, so it's gonna have to change. But yeah, see, this rod holder's busted up. Yeah, sun and salt water, Southwest Florida problems. I'll get that changed out. This little tray, I don't know who the heck came up with that idea, but it holds water, so I think I'm gonna keep it on here because it'll be a nice place to set like my phone and things like that while we're out. But somebody did not care how they drilled stuff here. Those screws, it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm probably going to redo that. I might change that out. I don't know. If I don't change it out, I'm drilling some holes in there for drain holes. These switches are pretty beat up, so we'll change those out. Just a few things. You know, the boat itself overall is in great condition. You know, the seat's been reupholstered, so it's almost brand spanking new. The bimini top's in good condition. I just ordered a bimini boot to put on there, so that way it's not out just flapping around like this. Man, that wind the other day really put debris in the boat. But yeah, there's little things that I've got in mind that I want to change out. Like I said, the boat's in good condition. It's worth putting a little bit of money into it, make it nice. Okay, I could probably clean up the steering wheel, but if not, I'm sure it doesn't cost much to change the steering wheel out. The throttle lever over here, it's a little sun beaten, but I mean it's not bad. It's just faded a little bit. The cowling on the motor's a little faded. I've got some plastic restore stuff. It's from Yamalube. From what I understand, it's really good stuff. So I could probably get this to clean up real well. Probably get that. I know I can get that cowling to clean up. I've seen people shine those things up real nice. It's just sun faded a little bit of oxidation, but it'll clean up really well. But anyways, so that's my project for right now. Okay, I was looking over the video that I just did, and I realized that I pushed the power button when I was putting the camera on the tripod apparently, and I missed this whole side of the boat. A couple things that I had said on there that I think was pretty important was letting you know that before I put these registration numbers on here, I cleaned both sides with acetone, got all the oxidation off, got it cleaned up real nice, and then I took a wet rag with just water on it, and I cleaned off all the acetone, because the acetone will kind of cause a film, and it'll make it to where, you know, the numbers wouldn't stick as well. They'd probably come off a little bit easier. So that's pretty important. Make sure you've got your stuff cleaned up real good. You want these to stick nice. You don't want them to fall off. And you know, everything I'm going to be doing is going to be salt water, so salt water's hard on things. So we don't want that to all come off. Yeah, I know you guys are probably still making fun of me for wearing a jacket in Southwest Florida, but you know what? I think it's like 55 now. That's cold for us. So anyway, so let's see. The other thing I did is I mentioned that, you know, I have to take these old registration numbers off. That's going to be a little rough because you have to scrape them off, but it's going to leave something behind. I'll just get I'll get probably a sticker eraser, take that off, see about getting those come off, and then just go over with some rubbing compound, and that'll take the rest of the residue that it leaves behind off, and then wax it up. It'll look nice. But anyways, so just another look. I think they came out really good. I think it came out real nice. Now it's in a easier to read position, so I won't have to worry about FWC getting on me about that. Another thing I probably didn't mention is I'm not a Vietnam veteran, so that has to come off. I'm not going to go around with a Vietnam veteran sticker on my boat, and it's just not right. It's not quite stolen valor. It just doesn't really sit well with me. So I'm going to take that off. I did already get a new kill switch key. The old one was all stretched out and worn out. Got a whistle attached to it right now. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that on there or not. But yeah, clean this all up and get it all looking good. That needs to be screwed back in. I just now noticed that. Some of the stuff, somebody just did some shoddy work here, a little bit here and there, but I can clean all that up, make it look good. I don't know if I'm gonna replace this window. I don't know if it's worth it. It is an older boat. I really just want it to basically function and look halfway decent. Not going for perfection here. I say that, and then I know me. I'm going to end up probably doing a lot more than what I probably need to. But it is an older boat. It's a 2002. It's going to have some wore out stuff. It's going to have a little bit of wear to it, a little bit of rougher looking stuff that, you got to stop somewhere. So I don't know if I'll replace that Lexan on that windshield or not. I probably won't. Probably just do some research and see if I can figure out how to clean it up a little bit. Maybe make it, a little more transparent. It's in pretty decent shape. It's just a little sun beaten. I would like to get a spot lock trolling motor on here. I used a boat that had a spot lock trolling motor on it, and now I just kind of feel like I want one. It's so much more convenient than throwing an anchor every time. But there's a lot of things I want to do to it. There's stuff that I think is just going to make it a little more fun, a little better. Like putting a radio on it. I think whoever had a radio on this before, because they obviously had a radio, they got speakers in there, but they never put it in the dash. I think they probably put it under the console or something, which was probably fairly smart. But now you got the weatherproof, waterproof radios and stuff. So I just got a little Bluetooth radio, a little cheap one off of Amazon. It's a Pile. It's nothing fancy. I'm not trying to go out there and have the most jamming boat on the water by any means. It's a fishing boat. It's meant to go fishing. We're gonna enjoy, some adventures on it. Probably cruise around some and check things out. But I really don't need my boat to be the loudest out there on the water by any means. Just like to have some music while we're out there fishing and hanging out, and we'll get that all taken care of. I got nice set of hole saws that I'll be able to cut a hole in it. Not 100% sure where I'm going to put it yet, but this sticker here, even though it's probably good for beginner boaters to kind of know how to navigate through the channels and stuff like that, I don't need it. So I'm going to take that off of there, and I'm probably going to put the radio right there. I don't know, got it. Some switches need replaced. The fish finder on here, it is a depth finder. It doesn't have a chart. It's not a chart plotter, so I'll probably change that eventually. Another thing that's not a big deal. I'm not going way the heck out there on the water or anything. I'm not going to go in water where I don't know where I am. It would be nice to have a chart plotter though, just because you never know, you got there and you find a good fishing spot. be cool to market, you know. But maybe not the top priority on my list, but you know, it's probably going to end up happening eventually. I'm sure there's a lot of things that'll end up changing over the time. I'll find things I wouldn't mind having, stuff like that, because I don't plan on getting rid of this boat anytime soon. I bought it because I like it, and my wife and I both like it. We were real happy with it. It's in great shape. For a 2002, it's in phenomenal condition. So I think it's worth putting a little bit into it, make it what we want it to be. It doesn't have to be great, doesn't have to be fancy. I'm not trying to put it in boat shows. I'm not trying to have the best stereo system. I'm not going to make it, you know, be the best boat on the water. I mean, it's a 17-foot Key West. You know, it's not like it's a freaking, you know, yellowfin or something. You know, it's not a $200,000 boat. I'm not going to pretend like it is. So we're going to do some things, get some stuff fixed up on it, make it our own, you know, and it'll be cool. I think it'll be a lot of fun. There's a few things I want to check out. Not 100% sure if the live well pump works. It's one of those things. It's pretty darn easy to change if it doesn't. We're going to go ahead and play around a little bit. Oh, anything else to do? Okay, so I do know the bilge pump works. I've heard it run, but the live well pump, I'm not 100% sure about. But the live well pump is right there. That's the live well pump. It's it's not going to be hard to change that if it doesn't work. So I'm not too stressed about that. Looks like there's a little bit of water in the bilge there from the rain, but not enough to even run the pump. Probably just jack the trailer up in the front a little bit, let it drain out the drain hole. But yeah, so this is the project. You guys are gonna get to see us do our thing to it. What all we're gonna do to it yet, I'm not 100% sure, but you'll be along for the ride. We'll get things done, and it'll be a fun little project. And then you guys will come along for the adventures that are going to go with it. You know, it's probably going to be one of those things where it'd be like getting a couple things done. I got the registration numbers on. Next thing will probably be putting the radio in. I don't know. Well, I've got to I want to put new spark plugs in, stuff like that. I don't know when the last time of maintenance was done on this boat. So there's things like spark plugs and fuel filter, stuff like that I want to get done. That way we can, you know, be confident that, you know, it's up to par. Yeah, I don't know. We've got a good path ahead of us of things to do. I'm gonna cut that out. Beep. Thank God for editing. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and start doing some stuff to it, and you know, have some adventures in between. We're not gonna make it all work, no play. We're gonna play around, have some fun with it, and just do things as we go along. I don't know what the next thing we're gonna do is gonna be. You know, I've got quite a few things that I bought. I mean, it's hard telling. You know, we might take it out as it is. I mean, take off those old numbers. Oh, and I've got to put my current registration sticker on there, and take off the old stuff, and maybe just take it out. Just take it out and go have some fun on it for a little while, and then, you know, do things as we go. I don't have to do it all in one day. It runs. It does what it needs to do. It floats. Doesn't all, you know, all the extra stuff doesn't have to be done right away. But anyways, I'm glad to have you guys along for the adventure here, and we'll see what happens here. So we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your day.